She's like, I'm floating away.
about to be hopefully.
I'm a monogamous girly.
I think I did cheat on him. Yeah.
When I go to strip club, me and my best friend always go because we just love drinking,
Yeah.
just having a good time, and then watching girls and flirting with the girls. Thankfully, I met her.
Yeah.
And she was different. She wasn't like the other girls.
So you can find love in a strip club.
I'm your host, Cookie, here with...
Abby Rose.
Jose.
Ooh, thank you guys so much for coming on Inside My Cookie Jar. I'm so excited to have you guys here. This is their first podcast as a couple, as like guests on a
Correct.
podcast.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Well, let's get into it. So let's start off your relationship. You guys married, dating. What's the shebang? What's the tea?
Boyfriend, girlfriend.
Well, then
still.
she's like, I'm floating away.
about to be hopefully.
Okay, so what exactly is your guys' relationship dynamic?
Boyfriend, girlfriend, open-ish.
Open-ish, monogamish,
Monogamish.
or is it more open-ish?
more monogamish?
More
Yeah.
monogamish.
So, well, we've been it all. We've tried it all. But he's, I think, like, in a perfect world, Jose would be monogamy. And I would be like poly, open as like dating like 13 people at a time, like very open. So we've come to the middle over the last 4 years, and now like basically like we hook up with couples.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, I can definitely tell you, I'm you. I'm a monogamous girly. You know, like
Yeah.
I could be totally cool with that, but Cookie Daddy is the slut in our relationship.
You need one of each.
Yeah, you gotta balance it out, you know? And so each relationship is very unique in the dynamics. So how did you guys make that work in the beginning, right? I assume you were always envisioning a monogamous life for yourself?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was where she kind of opened me up.
Dun, 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 dun.
Where
It's
she
like,
opened it up. Yeah.
Here to save the day.
She's like Eve with the apple. Yeah. She's like, this is a really juicy apple.
Yeah, for sure.
With the snake around her.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No.
We're adding all this. Okay, so keep going.
Yeah, so she brought it in, and I was just like, whoa. Like, all I knew was monogamy, and everybody I know is monogamous. So
Yes.
I'm like, when she brings this in, I'm just like, oof, you know, it's taken back. Knowing what she was already doing in sex work
Yes.
when we met, so I'm just like, okay, but it's still, I'm okay with her with girls, because it's not a thing. Because, like, for me, when I see another man, I'm like, oh, it's competition now.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like, I don't feel worthy anymore
Okay.
at a certain extent.
It's a very valid feeling.
Right. But then, like, once she started doing that in that industry, and I was like, okay, I'm probably not comfortable with it. Like, if you just doing that, and I'm just, like, on the
On the side.
sidelines.
Okay. Which is
So-
also valid.
Right. So then when we did the couple, I was like, okay, this is awesome now.
Yeah.
Like, this is hot. Like, I'm into this. This is my boundary now.
Okay.
So that's where we meet,
In
and
the
that's
middle.
where we're on now.
Yeah.
You know?
I love
So-
that.
It took a long time to get
Oh,
to
for
this
sure.
point. A lot of trial and error.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like we found a good agreement.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. I love
Yeah.
that. And that's what's so important is like you just don't know what you don't know, and then you try things out, and each person is different, each couple is different, because I think Cookie Daddy also feels very similarly, even though he's the one who's more like open to the idea of non-monogamy, that it comes into the place of like, I don't want you to be another notch in that guy's belt as my wife,
Yeah.
right? And I think like as a man, you can have that kind of primal instinct of like a showman peacock. I'm showing up. I'm gonna give it my all, when like it definitely doesn't need to be that. And I
Yeah.
feel like if you find the right people who don't have a fragile ego and are respecting of like relationships and couples and understanding your dynamic, they can respect that and groove into that space as opposed to, like you said, a competition.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make
100%
sense?
yes.
And how did that type of trial and error go for you guys in terms of inching towards, because you said that you were only working with women, and then that once some conversation came up about working with men or couples, or what did that look like?
I can't remember. So I think I did cheat on him. Yeah. So that was not good. Obviously, I'm not happy. I don't condone cheating. I don't think cheating is good, but I have cheated on probably almost every single one of my boyfriends. And I feel like when I cheated on him, that's when I was like, what the I've always like had like love for my boyfriends, but I don't think I've ever been in love like I am in love with Jose. Like I'm in love with Jose like at a way different level than I ever thought I could even experience love. So when I cheated on him, I'm like, why the am I cheating on like this guy that I'm like so madly in love with? And that's when I started reflecting, and I'm like, maybe I'm not meant to be in a monogamous relationship, because I am hypersexual, a lot of it with my bipolar. Like I'm super hypersexual, like I've always cheated. Like maybe I just need to like take a big look in the mirror and realize it. And then I finally realized like maybe I'm not meant to be monogamous.
Yep.
And like a lot of people cheat. It's like
Yeah.
not like it's horrible, but a lot of
very
people do
common.
it. Yeah. So like I think a lot more people need to like have that hard look at
Conversation.
themselves and see like, am I really wired to be? Because I don't think everybody's wired to be monogamous.
No, I agree. I 100% agree.
I think there are people who are.
Yeah.
But I don't think everybody.
Yes.
And I pretty much had that. Well, I let him know because it was eating me up. Like I did feel very guilty about it. I let him know, and then I told him like, hey, like I think that I'm supposed to be like in an open relationship. Like I don't think I'm, because I do love you, and this still happened, and like I just want to like maybe try a new way of life, like just
Yeah.
to see. And then you want to take it from there?
I was gonna ask, what's your perspective of how, like, receiving that kind of news,
Yeah.
and then still choosing to stay in the
Right.
relationship and then grow from that, because that in and of itself is probably, you're starting from negative.
Right. And yeah, I feel like that still plays a big part, and
Yep.
that's why we're huge on therapy as well, is
Yep.
because there's always going to be these little triggers.
Of course.
So it's like when you're going to go out and do these collabs or do a scene, like, okay, I'm staying home, I'm taking care of the house, and now you're going to be gone for a week and do all this stuff. Like, I'm always going to have thoughts in my head. Like,
Yep.
I mean, is she doing what she's doing? Is
Yes.
she not? Like,
It ruined the trust.
yeah,
Yeah.
it could.
Yeah.
It ruined the trust, but at the same time, like I loved her. I knew she was more than that.
Yep.
And that's what I think helped us bond even stronger. And then
Yes.
so then, her meeting me in the middle, and then meeting her in the middle.
Yeah.
I think that was our strongest point.
Yeah.
And that's where we're just like, I feel like thriving from here on out,
Yes.
Yeah.
because we know where we're at.
Yeah, yeah, and then also like the fact that we like can hook up with couples, and like honestly the fact that he did let me do mainstream for a while, like mainstream porn where I was like with men like all the time kind of thing. And honestly I feel like I kind of got it out of my system, to be honest. Like now I'm like, every so often like I'm so like, damn, like that thrill of like fucking somebody new, right?
Yeah.
Is like I think my draw to it, and the curiosity of like wondering what they would be like in bed and stuff like that. But I'm like, I don't know, I think I kind of got the ick a little bit. So I was just like, now we're like, let's just be with couples that we think are cool. Let's be a lot more selective.
Yep.
Because I wasn't very selective. I
Yep.
was just kind of like,
We-
whoever
we-
they put me with, I'll do it.
So I was like, this was great. And then all of a sudden I didn't realize, like, things change.
Yeah.
And taking time for yourself. So what was kind of that realization? Like, was it like a switch? Was it gradual? Like, what did that look like?
Yeah, I think that, well, we did end up breaking up a little bit for like, we took a 6-month break. And I think that for me was when it really clicked in my mind, like, do I want like random people that don't give a about me, and like it's furthering my career and all this shit that's all superficial as or do I want the man of my life that's been there for me? He knows like me at my worst, and like he loves me. He's never cheated. He's the first guy that's ever cheated on me, because like even though I was cheating on all my boyfriends, they were all cheating on me too. So like
y'all could have just been doing it together.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
I didn't even know about open relationships back then.
Yeah.
But basically, I've been in an open relationship my whole life. I just didn't know about it. But like Jose, like is a very like genuinely he has never cheated on me. Like I know for a fact. Like you could tell me, like, I would be
Yeah.
like now I'm like a cuck, like, I want to see him fuck girls. Like, yeah, like, I love that. And, like, so I know, like, obviously he knows I want that, and he still hasn't done that. I'm like, I know he's never cheated on me. So, I don't know. He kind of just gave me, like, hope in relationships, and, like, he's just been there for me for everything. I'm like, I'm going to choose that over, like, all the
The
superficial
novelty
shit.
of things
Yeah.
and the excitement.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I totally hear you on that. And so somebody who enjoys watching their other partner get off in a place of empowerment is actually called a vixen.
That's what I am?
Yes,
I'm a
it's
vixen?
a vixen. So a female who enjoys watching their partner be pleased by other people is called a vixen. Because my own identity was like, I'm a monogamish girly, and I really don't have a lot of interest in being with other men. So I was like, well, what does that make me?
Yeah.
And of
Yeah.
course, as humans, we like to put ourselves in these little boxes. That's like, hey, I love that. You know,
Yeah.
I like that. You know,
Yeah.
whatever, why we do that, who knows? So we did a lot of research on it. And yeah, so a vixen is
And
a
that's
female.
what you would say you are too.
Yeah,
So
in my
we're
phone.
twins.
Yeah, in my phone, or in Cookie Daddy's phone, my name is Little Vixen Wifey.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, 'cause
it's so nice to see the person that you're with being pleased and like enjoying life. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yes, and
yeah.
it's like an expert level relationship.
Yeah.
And regardless if you're monogamous or open or poly or swing or monogamish, whatever variation in between like celibate and like, you know, a poly open, you know, there's going to be trial by error
Yeah.
the entire way. And people are going to get their feelings hurt.
Yeah.
And I think it's so ironic that most people are like, well, of course, like, you guys got your feelings hurt. You're sleeping with other people. And it's like, well, it's so much harder than that because, like, at a foundational level, relationships, you always have to choose the other person, monogamous or not. And even more so, if people are coming in and out of your guys' bedroom, you really gotta, like, choose the other person.
Yeah.
People think it's, like, easier because you're monogamous, but, like, people have wandering eyes and wandering
Yeah.
thoughts, and how many monogamous relationships end in divorce because they cheat and they can't handle that because they can't look past the love and the growth and look at their partner and see them for exactly who they are, and you're being honest and being like, this is just who I am.
Yeah.
And Jose loving you because of that.
Yeah.
Right? I
Yeah.
think that's super empowering
Yes.
and very admirable. Absolutely. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's freaking hard, man.
Yeah.
You and me both. You call
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
And
I
we'll
know.
like have like girl time on the phone. We're like, these freaking sluts again. Oh my God.
What are we doing?
Yeah, we'll just be like, you and I can just trauma bond. Okay?
Yeah.
We'll just sit with our tea, just sitting there like, oh gosh, they're out again doing
Yeah.
this thing.
Yeah.
And then you and Cookie Daddy can just like, you know, sit there and be like, we should try this position next
I know. It's so crazy. And like it really does prove that sex is fluid or whatever too, because like I've gone through so many phases, like,
Yeah.
you know, of liking different things and wanting to do different things, and like yeah, now I don't know, I am like getting less sexual. It's super weird.
So you kind of get it out of your system and you're
Yeah.
like, "Wah,
Yeah.
can we just have missionary sex
Yeah.
and cuddle? Like,
Yeah. Yes.
No, I totally get it. And I'm like, even my friends that are not industry but are swingers, they say the same thing. Like, their relationship dynamics will change where they like have freaking boyfriends and girlfriends and polycues and going on vacations with their other partners, and then they're like, ugh, I'm so tired. Like,
It's a lot of work to keep up.
Yeah.
It is a lot, and like sometimes you're just like, man, I just want to be like old married, sitting on the couch, watching my Love Island, eating some popcorn, and just with my jammies.
Yeah.
And
100%.
like, and just chill with that, and like be
Yeah.
okay with that,
Yeah.
right? But like, it's human nature to also want like novelty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Spice it up.
sure.
And that's why I think when we like could be monogamous, but end in the monogamish, because I'm like, hey, you know, a little spicy, throw a little couple in there, and then
Yeah.
next week we got a girl coming. I'm like, wow, okay. And then we're like, all right, we're gonna like take a 2-month break and go
Right.
be our own couple and
Yes.
go family trips and or travel or whatever,
Yes.
and like
Yeah.
live like a life, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then not have to have it so encompassing
Yes.
and focused on your relationship.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Exactly.
Which
Yeah.
is cool. That's good balance.
Yes, 100%. Relationships are all about balance.
Yes.
All right, so who made the first move?
She did.
Yeah.
You know, I could clock that.
I did.
And you met at the strip club, right?
Yeah. Anyways, he ended up being my distraction for the night. And I remember seeing him when I first danced on stage, like he was wearing a hat and he just looked so hot. I'm like, that guy's hot. I'm going to go talk to him. And then I didn't make any money that night because I just sat on his lap and we just talked the whole night. And I was like holding his hand and we just hit it off right away. And then I told him, I'm like, hey, like I'm going to, you want to go with me? And he's like, sure.
I love that.
So our first date was in Vegas.
Yep.
That's awesome.
We met, I believe, like on a Saturday night, and then we left that next Thursday.
Yeah.
And then we met in Vegas, and then we just hit it off, and then had like a little cool date weekend,
Yep.
and came back, but we still weren't, I wasn't in a good mindset to have a relationship back then. But like we still kept in touch, and then after that, like we hit it off, and then we made it official.
Well, because like actually, like we kind of decided not to keep dating after, because I was like,
Yeah.
I did want a relationship with him, and I could tell he wasn't in. I'm like, well, you if you don't want to go in right away, like then if
If you don't love me, you hate me.
yeah. So I was like, well, we're done.
Yeah.
And then I was like lonely, and I called him. I'm like, just checking in on you.
You're like, I still think you
yeah,
love you.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then I think it didn't work again. Like we were just kind of like playing that cat mouse game, whatever. But then I'm driving home one day, probably like 4 months after leaving my ex.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm like a new mom too. And like, I don't know anybody in this town. Like,
Yeah.
So Jose was the only person I hadn't really met or gone on like any sort of date with. And so both of my tires are popped. And I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Just like, I need a man.
I do. I know. I was like, yeah. So I called him and he did come and get me.
I love that.
Yeah. So we just,
like-
that was when we started dating after
Yeah.
that.
He's like, well, you know what? I didn't want a relationship, but if I'm gonna get up at freaking 3 a.m. to go save this girl, it might be worth
It
it.
might,
I mean, there might be something there.
There,
Yeah.
For sure.
So, Jose, I'm curious to know because I this is my naivete of relationships and this kind of dynamic. Did you ever have any like insecurities or thoughts like maybe as a stripper she was kind of using you for anything or any like hidden agenda? Not saying that you did,
Yeah.
but like as somebody, I would assume meeting somebody at a strip club, they might think that like it's kind of a setup. Or
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
have any of those thoughts?
Oh, for sure. And what's funny was when we were talking, like you like I have to pay for the girl's time.
Yes.
She's sitting with us. I'm like, here's a couple dollars. She's like,
Yeah.
no, I don't want it. I was like, oh. I was like, okay, maybe there's another.
There,
So
where's
like,
the hook? Where's
so
the
then we
hook?
kept talking. Then we talked about Vegas. I was like, man, like I've never done anything spontaneous. So
Okay.
I was like, I said, F it. I'm full sending, right? So
Love
I
that.
book it, and then like I remember before booking, I was like, yo, like, I am not paying for you or like paying for your time.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
Thinking she was that girl. She's like, no, you have to do that. I'm like, okay, then
Like,
she's
bring him
she's
to
different.
Vegas and make him pay for like the whole thing.
You're
I
like,
wish I could do
his
that.
card?
Yeah, I was like, I am not a sugar daddy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, when I go to a strip club, me and my best friend always go because we just love drinking,
Yeah.
just having a good time, and then watching girls and flirting with the girls.
Because that's way more better than a freaking bar.
Bar. So like
You might as well
that
see
was
some
our
titties
thing.
while
and
you're
then
drinking.
Thankfully, I met her.
Yeah.
And she was different. She wasn't like the other girls. Like,
Oh,
hey, can
yeah.
you So after that, I was like, okay, she's real.
So you can find love in a strip club.
Yeah.
You're actually.
fellas.
I have another couple where they also met at a strip club.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm,
It's
Same
just
thing.
the most random thing ever.
Yeah, I think what it is like a lot of guys have a different mentality who'd go to. I mean, obviously there's like the very traditional guys that go to strip clubs and they're like, money, boobs, I must, and, but
Yes.
then there's like a different mindset where like you're not really there for that. You're
Yeah.
there because you're like, well, I'd rather look at a hot girl
Yeah.
and drink with my buddy
Yeah,
than
watching a game or anything.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. So it's like just a different mindset of a person, and probably that energy for you too, like connected.
It
Yeah.
did
And-
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the drawing of,
Yeah.
of
Right.
the two of you together.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I love that. So yeah, I was just curious
Yeah.
because it's definitely something in that thought
Yeah.
of your head where you're like on edge, like, is this a movie? Like, what's
Yeah.
happening here? Is this real
Yeah.
life? And then the whole time you're all over here, just like, oh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I love him already.
I really do think it was love at first sight for me, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys are dating. How long after or into your relationship are you starting OnlyFans?
So, okay, when I was stripping, I met him, and then we went to Vegas, and then I didn't even apply to it. Like, that was the whole point of going to Vegas. But instead, I just hung out with him the whole time. So, and then he was like, I could just tell, like, I don't think he would have been down for me to be a stripper. He didn't say no,
Yeah.
but, like, I just was like, you know, I brought it up to him, like, hey, like, I think I'm going to stop stripping. And he's like, well, that's nice.
Yeah.
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 He's like,
okay.
yeah, he's like, thank you.
Yeah.
And then so
I
I
said
started
it came from you,
chatterbating.
though, because you knew
Yeah.
him so well. So that's okay.
Yeah. Like I could just feel like it
Yeah.
wasn't his thing. Like he didn't necessarily want to be with a stripper, but he was like, that's how I met her. So obviously
Yes.
kind of like, but then I started doing chatterbait instead.
Okay.
I was already doing some chatterbait while I was stripping too. And like stripping was getting old. Like
Yeah.
I said, like one guy like squeezed my boob so hard that it almost popped. And
That's
I was just
insane.
like, let's not
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, you're like, sit on your hands.
Yeah.
And be a good boy.
Yeah, exactly, for real. I wish I like knew what I know about the sex industry now when I was a stripper because I would have been even better, but like
Yes.
yeah.
You would think that they would tell you, but
Yeah.
you know, some places don't for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So you start
So-
doing the chatterbait,
Yep. And then
progress from there.
I think I just like
Were you doing solo shows?
I was doing solo.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I don't even remember who my first girl was. Was it Emily? Yeah, I can't even remember, but he was like, you can do girl. So then I
On
started doing
Chatterbait?
girl, yeah, on
Okay.
Chatterbait. And then I think I was like, got the smarts, like, oh, I can record my Chatterbait shows and I can post them here on damn OnlyFans and I can make double the money.
Yeah.
You know? So I was
You're like, click, click, click.
yeah. So I just started doing that. I was like, okay. And then I end up going to my first XBiz convention. With
What year is this?
This is in,
I think 23 or 22.
yeah, something like that.
Okay. And,
And,
you're about how many years into sex work at this point?
Probably
Less
a
than
year
a
in.
year,
Okay.
a year, yeah.
Yeah, we had been together for about a year at this point.
Yeah.
And obviously, like especially my bipolar ass brain, whenever like you start hearing like learning knowledge or like seeing like girls that are killing it.
Yeah.
And,
You're
you
like,
know,
how do I get that?
Yes.
Yeah,
I was like,
you
oh,
chase the
fuck,
high.
like, yeah, I want to be like her, like, and you know, they're all saying like you got to do boy girl and stuff like that. Like on the convention, like guys, like the boy girl is like where
Where
the
it's
money is at supposedly. Now looking back, I shouldn't even know them, but it is what it is. So and then I did do some mushrooms, and I was with my friend, and like one thing led to another. We ended up having a threesome, with a guy, and then that's when I went back and I told him like, hey, I want to like start making boy girl content, and like this happened, and I think I need to be in an open relationship, and I kind of just like went on like this whole like left turn. Obviously now looking back on it, I wish none of that happened, but like everything does happen for a reason, and I think like it's made us stronger, but at the cost of his feelings, which makes me feel like shit, of course.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. So then that's
Did
how
you
it kinda
guys film that
progressed.
video, or that was just like a play
That was just for
off-camera
fun.
thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So then you progress from there, and then you start your own page, or you're starting to do boy girl now. Like what did that look like?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, that's when you started doing the boy girl
And
stuff.
with me and you too.
Yeah, that's
you
when.
you were like, well, I can do it.
Right. I was like, and that's when I knew when she started going on these hookups with these guys and doing all that. I was like, okay, I was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
Like, kind of. Like, I'm
Yeah.
no porn star, obviously, but like, let's do this together. Like, if you're gonna
Yeah,
do that
let's figure this
separate,
out.
then if I'm separate, you're separate, then obviously our dynamic is just gonna be like this, in my
Yep.
opinion. So I was like, if we're gonna stick this together, then let's do this together.
Yeah.
So that's when we started doing more stuff together, and then I was like, all right,
And we had fun.
yeah. And
This
one,
isn't an apartment.
yeah, and this is when we first did our first chatterbait, and I was just like trying to do it without the face, and I was
Yeah.
just like, but then I was like, all right, screw it, full send.
Yeah.
And then like, I don't know, like I got along with the chat, all the guys are like, hey, yeah, do this. I'm like, sweet, let's do that.
Are we gonna or what?
Like, hello, coach, put me in.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, so that's what progressed more, and I was like, all right, I can do this, and then we could just do this together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, doing chatterbait as a male is so hard. Like, that's a
Yeah.
long session. This isn't just like a 20-minute, like, let's film a video. Like, that is
Edging to the
impressive.
max.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
super impressive. And to say that, oh, I'm not a part, you're probably better than most.
That's why I always try to tell him
Like-
this. I'm like, dude, like I've worked with professionals, like you, like he can stay hard. First of all, that's hard.
Yeah.
He can like he
In a
not come on
non-sexual
command, but like
situation.
Right.
he can come. Like
Yeah.
the fact that you can come and stay hard, those are the two.
Yeah.
Ding
Check,
ding ding.
check.
Yeah.
Great. Amazing.
Yeah.
You can last through a scene. You
Yeah.
Good
perform well.
hygiene.
Yeah, you just gotta. The only other thing is like working on angles, which is easy.
Yeah.
You know, that's like the lowest hanging fruit. Like, okay, yeah, put your arm behind your back and turn sideways.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You know, like
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
sit there and talk about golf with a heart on. Like, I mean, you're
He's
doing better
killing
than
it.
most.
He's killing
You're
it.
doing better than
Yeah.
most. Yeah, and I'm sure that also makes it more fun for your guys' dynamic to be able to experience those things and
Yeah.
try new things and whatever.
Yes.
Because like there are some people who are male partners who are just like, I just don't want to be on camera, and so this is the exception that we make for our relationship, right?
Yeah.
But I love that you're like, no, I can do that.
Yeah.
Put me in,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
now it's something you guys get to do together.
Yeah.
Which I love.
It
Yeah.
makes
That's
me
amazing.
very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So OnlyFans essentially was a part of your guys' relationship from the get-go, like
Yeah,
more
for sure.
from the beginning.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sex work has always been a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I love that because it's so great.
Yes.
I love that.
I think it made it easier for me to get used to it because if
Yes.
it would have been like after, I would have been like, you know,
Yeah.
kind of most guys would do that.
Yep. No,
But
I
for me, knowing that she was doing that in Chatterbait before we even got together, I was like, oh yeah, it's like I really didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That Cookie Daddy came to me and he was like, "Let's do this," and I was like, "Excuse me." What? You know, and it's like, yeah, but when you can kind of grow together, because it's also like you're used to being intimate with her as not her persona.
Right.
And then to like switch because, guys, shock factor, there's a performance side to porn.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's performative, it is intimate, but there's a performance key to it, right?
Yeah.
And so if like you were just knew her as her behind her persona,
Right.
and then to see her as Abby Rose might like not jive with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? But like to come and grow through it together was probably
It's
like
definitely a process because like sometimes
Yes.
like I want to make love,
yes.
and then she'd be like, well, let's set up the camera. I'm like, I don't want the camera. Like
And-
I just
Yeah.
want you know.
Yeah.
Then- so we had to find that balance.
I-
Obviously,
yeah.
when
Every-
we
I
had to
think
go
everybody-
to work, and then like, okay, now let's do our intimacy.
I think
kinda.
everybody has to learn that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're just like money.
Yeah.
You're
She's
doing
like, we can't waste the scene. We can't waste this. I'm like, yeah, baby, but like for our mental health, and especially for mine, like,
Yes.
dude, I need to differentiate it.
yes,
Yeah.
100%. We fell into that same category as well. We were filming everything, and then all of a sudden I was like, do we even have sex anymore? Because it's like, because it's not.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden you're like, we haven't had sex in like 6 months. And then you have like 50 videos to show for it, and you're like, really? You're like, that's. I don't count those.
Yeah.
It's just a
yeah.
difference.
It's different.
It is
it's
different.
super different. Yeah. Okay, so what were some important qualities that you guys were looking for in each other, right? That showed up.
Yeah, I think more is her genuineness and especially her caring. Like, because obviously, like when I knew her for the homeless, like she was always caring. She always cared for me, and like I'm the same way. Like if she's sick or something, I'm like, all
Just
the
to make
way
sure
there.
he wasn't homeless.
Yes.
No,
you're
no,
homeless,
yeah.
Yeah.
You're a homeless project
Homeless
work.
outreach,
You're
yeah.
outreach
Yeah, it's
work.
for outreach. Sorry, you didn't know that. But,
Yes.
But yeah, so
I actually found him at a homeless outreach.
Just found him on the street. You want to lap dance,
Yeah.
buddy?
Yeah. We keep that part of the story out.
But yeah, definitely loving, caring, and obviously as a parent, you know, that's is always a plus when she's like
A
a
good
mom,
mom.
number one.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's always a plus.
Believe it or not, sex workers are good moms.
Yes.
Believe it or not.
I think there honestly would be, you know, I'm not going to compare, but like a great mom because you have to have really, really hard conversations and dynamics with people that most people just don't even have to think of.
Yeah.
And having that type of communication with your kid is so important, not obviously with sex, but, or teaching them that kind of stuff, but just really in-depth conversations, I think probably adds another level. I'm not a parent, so I don't
well,
know.
I
but-
think the main thing that helps me be like the best mom possible is that I can make a really good amount of money to provide, but I don't have to work the hours that most people would have to work
To achieve
to
something
make
like that.
those. So like lawyers and doctors and stuff make a lot of money, but they don't get to see their kids.
Yes.
So not saying that they're bad parents,
Yeah,
but like
it's just a
I
different
do
type
get to
of-
see my
Different.
family all the time. I never miss any events. Like
Yep.
that's like they're my first priority, and I'm also able to provide a really good life for them.
Yep.
So I'm like, that's to me was like a no-brainer. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna go get 5 jobs as a single mom and never see my kids. Like, no.
Yes.
I'm gonna get one really good job that
Yeah.
I can make my own schedule
Yep.
and make a lot of fucking money.
Yep.
So yeah.
I love that. And then are you guys both doing this full time?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean he's a day trader too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my little side hustle. Is
Yeah.
doing that and then helping her as much as I can with the social media, filming,
Yeah.
all
of
that
those
different
things.
side. So
Yeah, he's like the tech guy, and then I'm like
Yeah.
the performer person. Like I'm good with managing too. Like I know how to manage like business,
Yeah.
and then he's like really good with tech and like
The lighting and all of the technical aspects.
yeah,
that come up to
photography. He's like a good photographer, like all that stuff.
it. Did you pick that up because of this?
Yeah, pretty much.
love
Yeah,
You
but
guys,
he's
you guys sound
good.
like me and Cookie Daddy.
Yeah, you just gotta figure it out.
Yeah, you're just like, beep boop, I don't know what to do with this camera. And then Pam's like, okay, well, I guess
Yeah.
it's me.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And editing, I always loved editing too, so I don't mind it at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's what I knew, like it helped a lot.
for sure.
Because I was like, girl, we can save money. Don't hire somebody. Like, I'll
Yes.
do it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll figure this
So,
out.
Yeah.
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 And of course you outsource when it becomes too much or whatever,
Right.
but
Yeah.
like for the
Yeah.
time being, you're like, I can help.
Yeah.
And that's so great that you guys are not only in this together, but building a life together. You know, you're just as invested. You're not just the stunt cock.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which like some people are, and that's great because they have their own thing, but like you're really invested in like her
Yeah.
business, her brand, her everything.
For sure.
Because
Yeah.
it becomes, a part of your own as well.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that. Well, that was my next question. So I was like, we're just like beepity bopping right there.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. So what is some advice that you guys would give to other people who are trying to get into this space?
Communication.
Yeah. Yeah, going in things with like an open mind and realizing that like your beliefs on certain things can change. You
Yeah.
know, like you may go in thinking like, oh, I'll never do that.
Yeah.
But then you'll do it and you're like, oh, I kind of
Yeah,
like that.
I'll definitely give her props for that because she always brought that out on me. Because I'm a big, like, my first answer to anything is like, no,
Yeah.
no.
But
Well,
I'm
it's
a
like a
saleswoman.
hardwiring.
I'm a saleswoman. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh,
just
no
like,
means
you wanna
yes.
do
You're
what?
like, but let me tell you the apple.
yeah. I'm like, no, it means that
Yeah.
you need to think about it a little
Yeah.
more.
But then you realize once you started getting into it, it's like, okay, now I'm like, this is okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that, I think that's a big thing for anybody is like, you can have your hard nose, but at the same time, you should give a little yes to see where you're at and go from there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And set up the precautions so that when you are on a soft yes, that you can like pull the emergency
Abort.
brake. Yes.
And
hit
then after,
that stop button.
definitely sit down and talk to each other. Like, okay, what did you think?
Yep.
What you
Yeah.
didn't like? Where are we at now?
Yep.
Yes.
Because if you have no boundaries, no rules, there's
It's a lawless world and
Right.
Yeah.
people are gonna get hurt.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
therapy is also super important.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people, monogamous or not, everyone
Should go.
should go at some point, not like regular, right?
Yeah.
But there are
Yeah.
if there are repeating patterns that show up in your relationship, they need to be talked about. And if you're on a loop, like I think therapy, everyone thinks that there's this horrible connotation behind couples therapy. Like we're supposed to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
this perfect
Especially guys.
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that it's like if you're in therapy that there's something wrong with you guys or you guys weren't meant
No.
to be or
Yeah.
whatever. But it's like sometimes you're just in this loop and pattern where you guys can't make a compromise or see like, or if you can see but you just can't figure out how to take that next step forward.
Yeah.
And going to a third party is so valuable in that sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
So
Definitely recommended.
Yeah.
highly. Yep. I totally feel it. All right. So we're gonna move into the fire round.
Cool.
So first thing that comes to your head,
Okay.
who's more camera shy?
Me. For sure.
I'm an
I was like,
exhibitionist.
That's an easy
Yeah.
answer.
Who is more likely to suggest a wild idea for content?
Definitely me.
Shoot,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I feel it. I'm the same way. Cookie Daddy's the one who's
Yeah.
like, let's try this. I'm like, what? Okay. Forget to hit record.
That would be
Neither of
you.
us.
That would be you, though,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I'll take it.
You're more forgetting.
Yeah.
sure.
I'll take it.
And the last one is rewatch your own content.
Oh, both of us.
I think both of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
We both like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're making stuff that you think is really hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, for some reason, I have a hard time rewatching things because I think I'm just like critiquing myself too much.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did I sound like that?
Yeah.
Did I just say something? What did I just say?
Yeah.
Right? Like I like critique it too much.
Yeah.
But that's normal because
That
is Yes.
like I do the same thing. I'm like, all right, I need to work on my chest. I need to work on my triceps.
No more beer.
No.
And then continues to drink beer.
Yeah, I need to get on salads for the week. You know,
Yeah.
that's just normal.
Yeah,
so
it's just-
it's
you
kind of
pick
hard
yourself
not
apart.
to
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Last and final question: if you could be any cookie, Jose, what would you be?
Oof.
We knew Abby's.
White macadamia.
Oh.
Those are bomb.
Yeah, that's the best.
Wow.
I love that.
That's why he likes me.
Well, that's amazing. If anyone wanted to find your content, where could they find you?
It's Abby Rose Main for our wholesome Instagram content, and then it's Abby Rose OF for the not as wholesome content.
You guys want to see them perform together with other people? And
With you.
Let's go make a hot video.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on the show. We'll see you
Thank
guys
you.
next
Thank
time.
you.